So the beauty of World War One, or what was once called the Great War, before we found out that there would eventually be a second World War, was the fact that there was no one reason why the war took place. Actually, many have theorized that there could have been 4 or 5 reasons why the war started. However, today we will discuss two of the main reasons, or just two of the reasons why I feel like the war started. Now, again, the great part about history is that there is no clear and definite answer, but rather many ways in which people can get to the root of a problem. The first reason why the Great War started was because of alliances. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens when you get caught between two friends who are having an argument or a fight? Oftentimes, you end up taking a side. You cannot be 100% neutral. You can try, but at the end of the day, you will always choose a side whether you like it or not. How do you get to that side? Well, you could accidentally talk trash about one of them behind their backs, and it could eventually make it back to them. And now you have a problem. A similar thing happened in Europe at the time. Germany, who was a country that hated France and had problems with Britain, decided to first of all make an alliance with their neighboring country of Austria using a treaty called the Dual Alliance in secret. This was because Otto von Bismarck, the Chancellor of Germany, or in the you versus your friends versus friends scenario, would be you, liked to do his business in secret. Bismarck also signed secret treaties with Britain and France, who didn't like Russia, and then Russia, who didn't like Britain and France because they had just fought in a war against each other called the Crimean War. This was so that he wouldn't have to start a two-front war. So what's a two-front war? Look in front and behind you in your rows. Imagine being attacked by the person in front of you and then behind you at the same time. They will deal optimum damage, and one of them will leave you unable to defend yourself, unless you're Darth Maul with a double-sided lightsaber. Eventually, at the beginning of the 20th century or 1900s, whichever you prefer, countries like Austria started to try to absorb territory that Russia thought they deserved, which called for the assassination attempt at Bang! War! The second reason why the Great War started was because of nepotism. Now, Queen Victoria of England was really old. We know this because she lived a long time. Here's the thing. Queen Victoria had a great little idea. She was like, I'm gonna have a lot of grandchildren, and they're gonna become monarchs in European countries. Yeah, William, or Kaiser Wilhelm II. We know him because he wore a hat that with a spike on it. I guess it was good at poking people. You had Prince Albert, who later became King Edward the Fourth or the Fifth or George or something like that. It's always a mystery because they always change their names. And Nicholas, who was the Tsar of Russia. Unfortunately for Queenie, these monarchs decided to side more with their countries than her, Nicholas and Wilhelm respectively, and this caused a rift in the House of Hanover, which later became Windsor because it sounded less German. It was kind of weird how cousins were fighting against each other. Talk about some bad family blood. Not to worry though, we will get to the underlying problem in the next video.